Welcome back. I'm Corey Powell, and thank you for joining me for some chit-chat on hair, celebrities, and the awards season. Hope you had a great weekend. I did. I worked with one of my favorite clients. I don't get to see her much as she lives in London. Her name is Gwendolyn Christie. She plays Brienne of Darth on Game of Thrones. She needed her blonde locks to be amazing for the SAG Awards. She came to me and I did my magic. And then on Saturday evening, I went to see another client of mine. She's a Broadway diva. Her name is Betty Buckley. And she was singing at Wallace Annenberg Theater in Beverly Hills, where I ran into my mentor, Jose Ibert. First job I had was working for him. I haven't seen him for 20 years, and Betty was absolutely brilliant. Okay, let's talk about the Golden Globes. They're the kickoff of the awards season. The Golden Globes were a bit of a disappointment as far as hair, glamour, fashion. Maybe it was the weather. It is California, and on a rainy day, you know, they all turn into Mr. Magoo. They can't drive, and it's crazy. The Critic Choice Awards, which I did not have the opportunity to watch, but thanks to the internet, I got to peek through and see that there were lots of hits. And Jennifer Aniston looked gorgeous in her red suit with her hair down. And my client, Michelle Monaghan, was looking amazing. She had her hair pulled back, a beautiful black dress. She actually made the best dress list. And Jessica Chastain, I'm looking at her picture right here. It was absolutely fierce. She had these braids with knots in it and more braids and then things looped through the braids. It was a piece of art. I loved it. It went perfect with the dress. Emily Blunt, she was sporting a sombre hair color. It was pretty, but I don't really think it's the best hair color on her. It's a little trendy for her. I think of her as, I don't know, a little bit more on the classic side. You know, sombre is when the hair is dark on top and fades to light on the bottom. But she did look beautiful in her red dress. Ethan Hawke was looking super stylish. Always has good hair. He's a lucky guy. The men are kind of limited to their fashion expression at these award shows. It's kind of, you know, they get to wear a suit and a tie. I mean, sometimes they mix it up, but. The SAG Awards, it was my first time watching. The opening was nice. The actors were introducing themselves as actors, which was kind of cute, and it created a casualness. I quite liked the show. It was nice. The actors introduced their own shows. You know, if there was an ensemble in the show, like 3 of them would get up and introduce it. I thought it was nice. My client Gwendolyn was there, and she was beyond. I mean, she stands at 6'2". She has beautiful blonde, like retro hair. She was wearing her boyfriend's dress that he specifically made for the SAG Awards. It was a beautiful red dress. Fantastic, but I don't think she made the best dress list. Claire Danes looked amazing. Her hair color and her style, she was super sexy. I loved it. And Julianne Moore, you know, she won again. Loved her dress and her barely done do. And Patricia Arquette, practice makes perfect. And she won again. She looked so much better at the SAG Awards than at the Globes. She pulled out these great glasses. Reese Witherspoon and Emma Stone with their side-parted ponytails, sleek and chic, was really young and youthful, looked fantastic. And Julia Roberts went back to her red hair. I loved it. It was super fantastic. Frances McDormand was sporting chic, short, gray hair. It's not easy for a woman to have that look as good as it did, and she worked it. Naomi Watts is a classic beauty and one of my favorites, and whoever does her hair color, kudos to you. I thought this was interesting. Laverne Cox, I think she's the first transgender to be a presenter. I think that the dress actually got her on the worst dress list. The hair with that big fat braid in front was sort of interesting. I don't know if it was the most flattering, but it was interesting. Keira Knightley was ravishing, pregnant and purple. Her hair was pulled back and the back was left down, and they left out a few pieces around her face. It was very soft and sexy. If the SAG Awards are any inclination of the Academy Awards, it should be fun. Keep your eye out on E! News for some of my red carpet tips and tricks. Thanks for tuning in. See you right back here after the Grammys.